Hello everyone, welcome to e-learning of IT for 11th standard. This video is for 11th standard Arts, Commerce and Science students. We are discussing third chapter from syllabus, that is Impressive Web Design. And today we are going to discuss about forms in HTML, that is how to create a form in HTML. We have seen different forms like login form, feedback form, registration form. So in today's lecture we are going to learn how to create such a form in HTML. So to create a form we must understand about the form controls and the input tag with all its different attributes. So let us begin with forms in HTML. Basically, form is used to accept the input from user. That is, if feedback form is there, then that form is used to accept input from user. That is to get a feedback from the user. Login form is there to to add the different login accounts. Okay, so basically, form is used to accept the input from user. So to create such a form in HTML, the tag used is a form tag, and this form tag is a container tag, so it has a starting tag and closing tag. So form tag is used as a form tag start and end of the form tag, and in between this form tag start and end, all the different tags, elements that are necessary to create a form, that are to be included in the form, will be there. So, what are the different form controls? Form is a collection of different elements. We can say different controls like a text box, radio button, checkbox, submit button, and different other some controls are also there. Those are used to accept different types of inputs. So suppose if you want to accept a username from the user, then we may use a text box control. If we want to accept a selection kind of input like a gender or like class, then you can use a radio button. If you want to have a more than one selections, then you can use a checkbox. Submit button is used to submit the data to a server. That is, once you have completed with a filling form, that data should be submitted to the server. That is submitted with a submit button. Reset button is there to clear the form data. Okay, or you can include any another kind of button also to generate certain kind of event. You can use a selection, text area, different form controls are there which can be included within a form. So to have such a different controls, we may use a different elements, or we can have those elements with the help of input tag with different attributes. So let us first of all see what are the different attributes of the form tag or the form element. So form tag have the different attributes like name, action and method. Name is used to specify a name to a form. That is, you can specify a name, you can give a name to a form with the help of name attribute. So within a form tag here, you can include name is equal to, and you can define any value like F1, login form, feedback form, etc. You can specify a name for that form. Every form will have a unique name. Then action attribute is there. This attribute specifies the path where that form is to be submitted whenever user clicks on the submit button. If the action attribute is committed, the action is set to the current page. That is, here action attribute is used to specify where the data is to be submitted. If you have used a submit button in your form, whenever user fill that form and click on the submit button, that data will get submitted somewhere. That where it is to be submitted, that is specified with the action attribute. Then next attribute is there, that is a method attribute. This attribute specifies the method of transfer of the form data. That can be a get method or post method to submit a form data. So there is a quite difference between get method and post method. Let us see what is the difference between that methods. Get method is the default method to submit the form data. That is, if you do not specify any method to submit the form data, by default it will be get. The data submitted by using get, it is visible in the address bar. That is, whenever you will use a get method to submit the data, that will be visible in the address bar. It is better for the data which is not sensitive. Like if you want to send the data, transfer the data that includes the passwords or any account information, bank details, that information cannot be visible in an address bar. Then in that case you may not use a get method, because your data will be visible in an address bar. So this method will be better whenever your data that you are submitting is not a sensitive. The number of characters in the get method depends on the browser. That is, there is a certain limit that how many characters you can send by using a get method. So that particular size of characters, length of character is depend on a type of browser that you are using. That is, this number of characters with get method can differ in a Chrome browser, Mozilla browser, Internet Explorer. So there is a difference between a different browser. So get method is a default method to submit the form data. That data submitted with get method will be visible in address bar, and that's why you may not use that get method to transfer sensitive data. So it is better for a data that is not sensitive. And there is a limit on how many number of characters will be sent with the help of get method, and that number of characters will differ from browser to browser. Second method to transfer a form data is a post method. Post method of sending data does not displace the form data in the address bar. That is, whenever you will use a post method to transfer the data, your data will not be visible in a address bar. And that's why we can say it is a secure to submit the form data. So you can send any kind of personal information, bank details, password details with the help of this post method. And it does not have a size limitation as in a get method. That is, you can send any number of characters with the help of post method. So this is the difference between get method and post method. Get is the default method, post is not default method. Get cannot be used for sending a sensitive kind of data. Post method can be used to transfer sensitive or personal information also. Data that is submitted using get method is visible in address bar, but in case of the post method, it is not visible in a address bar. And the last point is that there is a size limitation. That is, number of characters that can be sent with a get method, that depends on a browser. That is a certain limit on a number of characters to send with a get method. But in case of post method, there is no any size limitation. So this is difference between get method and post method. So we have discussed form tag, then attributes of the form tag. Attributes of form tag are name, method and action. Name is used to specify name to a form. Action is used to specify where the form data is to be submitted, and the method is used to specify a method to transfer a data, to submit a form data. That can be get method or post method. Then within a form we can include the different elements. So with the help of this input tag you can add the different elements. Input tag is used to specify different types of controls by using its attribute, that is a type attribute. The tag name is same, that is input tag, but you can include a type attribute within this input tag to specify the different elements. So see, here is the syntax of input tag. This table indicates the different controls that can be created with input tag. See here, first type of control is input type is equal to text. Whenever you will include type is equal to text within input tag, it creates a one line text box. Whenever you will include input type is equal to radio, it creates a radio button. It allows a one option selection against the multiple choices. That is, you can have a multiple choices, but you can select only one option from those. Input type is equal to checkbox creates a checkbox, and it can allow you to select more than one option. That is, you can have a multiple choices. Input type is equal to submit is used to create a submit button, and this submit button is used to submit form data to a server. Input type is equal to password is used to create a password input type control that accepts the content, that accepts the input in the form of either disk or asterisk, that is as like this star symbol or dot symbol. Input type is equal to reset is used to clear the form content, that is whatever data that user have entered within this form, that can be reset, that can be clear with the help of input type is equal to reset button. So input type is equal to reset creates a button. Input type is equal to button, this creates a button that is used as a push button only, which is used to activate a certain event. So basically we can create a buttons with these three different types, like input type is equal to submit, which creates a submit button to transfer data, to submit data to a server. Input type is equal to reset creates a reset button to clear the form data, and input type is equal to button, this control creates a button that is a push button to activate a event. So these many different controls can be created with the input tag with different values for type attribute, that is type is equal to text, type is equal to radio, type is equal to checkbox, type is equal to submit, type is equal to password, type is equal to reset, and type is equal to button. Then here is the list of different attributes of input tag. So before discussing those, let us use these different controls in a program. So for that we have to write a program. So to write a program, open Notepad and start writing a code. So here first line will be doc type HTML. After that add HTML tag start and HTML end. Within this add a head tag, so head tag start and end of head tag. Within this head tag add a title tag, so title and end of title. Here add any meaningful title, suppose demo of form elements, demo of form elements. Now close the title tag, close the head tag, and now let us open a body tag. So body tag start, end of the body tag. Within this we want to create a form, so let us add here form tag start and end of the form tag. Within this we can include the attributes of form tag like name. Suppose let us add here name for this form as a f1. We can include here method also, suppose method is equal to get. If you will not specify here method as a get, it will be by default get method. Then let us add first input control, that is the input type is equal to text to create a one line text box. So let us add here heading or label in front of that text box like student name. So in front of this label student name, the text box should appear. So to have such a text box, the tag used is a input tag. Input type is equal to add here value as a text. Input type is equal to text. Now save this program and save it within your folder. I am going to save it in a programs folder. Type a name for this program, suppose form.html. Extension is .html. Save this program. Now in programs folder my file has been created, that is form.html. Let us run this file to check the output. So see here student name, and in front of that this text box has been created. Let us type a name here like value. In this way, you can create this text control with the help of input type is equal to text. Then after that, let us add a second control, that is input type is equal to radio. So for that, let us add here label as a gender. Then here we must include a radio button. So to have a radio button, tag use is a input type is equal to radio. Input type is equal to radio. Now whenever you will create such a control, input type is equal to radio, that radio button will be created. Okay, then after that radio button, the text should be there, that is to select the option. Suppose we include here male. Now let us save this first of all and check the output. Refresh the page. See here. In this way radio button will be created. If you will not include this text, then only that button will be displayed. But we want to have a text in front of that radio button. So you must include here the text that is used for selection. So now let us add here text like male. After that, one more option should be there. So add here one more input type is equal to radio and add here text that is female. Save this program, press Ctrl S, Alt Tab, refresh the page, F5. In this way you can create a radio button. Now this, out of these two options, only one option should be selected in case of radio button. So to have such output, we must include here one more attribute, that is a name attribute. Add a name for this control. Suppose name is equal to G, then the same name should be included within another control also, to specify that these two radio buttons comes under the same group. So specify here name is equal to G. Provide the same name for both the controls. In this way you can have only a single selection. Refresh the page and now you can check. Whenever you will click on male, female will be disabled. Whenever you will click on the female radio button, male will be disabled. To have this, at the next line, we must include here BR tag. So let us add here pair of BR tag, BR and BR tag. Save this and refresh the page. In this way we have used a second control. Now to use a checkbox, to understand the use of checkbox, see, after every control you must use this pair of BR tag to have every control on a next line. So let us use here pair of BR tag. After that, to have or to understand the use of checkbox control, add here label, that is hobbies. And now let us add different hobbies in a different checkboxes. So to have a checkbox, use input type is equal to checkbox. Save this, Alt Tab and check here. This is the checkbox. So in front of this checkbox, you must include the different hobbies. So let us add here singing. After that, let us copy this and paste here. Add here another hobby, suppose dancing. Let us add one more hobby, reading, etc. Save this program, Alt Tab and now refresh the page. So in this way, using checkbox, you can select multiple values. Okay. Now let us use a password control. So to use or to have a password, let us add here password text, password. In front of that, create a password control with the help of input type is equal to password. Again, here we must use a pair of BR tag to have a password on the next line. Save this, Alt tab and refresh the page. Now see here, whenever you will type password, that will not be visible. So such a password control can be created with input type is equal to password. Now to create a simple button, we can use input type is equal to button. Input type is equal to button. You can add label for that button with value attribute. So let us add value is equal to OK. Here use a pair of BR tag. Save this, Alt tab and refresh. Now you can check, type here whenever you will click on OK button, this data is not getting submitted. This button is used to just activate a certain event. You will understand the use of such a buttons whenever we will discuss about the JavaScript. Okay. Now let us create a one more button. To submit the form data, we can use input type is equal to submit. Now save this, Alt tab and refresh the page. So in this way we can create a submit button. Let us add here content and click on submit button. Now this data will get submitted, okay, to a server. If we will not include here value attribute to specify a label for this button, by default that label will be submit. See here, by default label will be submit. If you want to have another label, then you can include it with the help of value attribute. Let us add here send. Save this, Alt tab and refresh. See, here is the send button. Now to clear a form data, we can use a button that is input type is equal to reset. So let us copy this. Add here input type is equal to reset. Here also, if you will not specify the value attribute, by default that text will be reset. See here, label of button will be reset. Now let us type here a content and click on reset button. This will clear the form data this way. If you will include here value attribute, you can specify a label that you want to that label. Suppose clear. Save this, Alt tab and refresh. Now the label of that button is clear. In this way we can create a form with input tag with its different attributes. Now let us understand the different attributes that are used with the input tag other than a type attribute. Just now we have seen the use of type attribute only. Okay, so type is used to specify a type of control. That can be a text control. See here in the program, this control is created with input type is equal to text. This is created with input type is equal to radio. This one is created with input type is equal to checkbox. And to create a password control, input type is equal to password is used. To create a simple button, we will use input type is equal to button. To create submit button, we will use input type is equal to submit. And to create a reset button, input type is equal to reset will be used. Now other than this type attribute, there are some different attributes of the input tag that we can use. Out of that, first one is name attribute. Name is used to specify a unique name. You can specify a name to the different controls, as like in a radio button we have used a name attribute. See here in a program, in this we have used a name attribute to specify a name for the control. Then max length attribute is there. This attribute is used with a text box control and password type control that can be used to specify maximum number of characters that can be entered within that text box or that can be entered within that password box. Let us use that control here in case of password. So within a password, if we want to have maximum length of password as a 8 characters, then you can specify here max length is equal to 8. Now save this program, Alt tab, refresh the page, type here a content. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now after 8 the character is not getting included. Why? Because we have specified here maximum length as a 8. You can reduce it, but you cannot have more than 8 characters in that password control. Okay. So in this way we can use a max length. We can also include this max length attribute in this input type is equal to text control also. Here you can also include a max length is equal to suppose 10. Save this program, Alt tab, refresh the page. Now here type the characters. See, after you the characters are not getting included. In this way max length is 10 for that. Next attribute is a size attribute. This can again be used with a text box control and password control to specify width of the text box. So we can specify here size attribute. Size is equal to, you can specify size, suppose 40. Save this program, Alt tab and refresh the page. Now the size has been increased. If we want to have more than 40 size, you can add more value here, suppose 60. Save by using Ctrl S, Alt tab and refresh the page. See, the size is increased. If you want to reduce the size, you can do so in this way. In this way we can use size attribute to specify width of the text box or password control. Then next attribute is a check attribute. This attribute specifies the default selection for the options in a checkbox or radio button. That is, if you want to have a default selected option, some option should be by default selected, then you can specify check attribute within that. So if suppose this singing hobby should be by default always selected, then you can include here check. This attribute is used like this only. This does not have another value to be specified. It is to be included like check only. So save this, press Ctrl S, then Alt tab and now refresh the page. See here singing is by default selected. Now you can deselect it, but by default it will be selected. Now we have deselected it. Now refresh the page and see, this is by default selected. Similarly, in case of radio button also, if you want to have this female as a by default selected, then you can include check here. Save, Alt tab, refresh. See here by default female is selected. Then if you want to change it, you can select another option also, but by default this will be selected. See here, now I am refreshing the page. By default female is selected. In this way you can use checked attribute. Let us use the check attribute in this only. Now let us understand the use of next attribute, that is a value attribute. Value attribute can be used with a text box, checkbox, radio button, submit button and reset button. So how we can use a value attribute? If you specify the value within a text box, then that will be a default value for that text box. If you want to have some default value within this, like suppose if you want to include the text here, enter your name. Then specify value is equal to enter your name here. Save this. This text will be visible in that text box now. So save program, alt tab, refresh the page. In this way, this text will be by default there. Okay, you can clear it and you can type any another text also. But whenever the program will be open, file will be open, by default this text will be there. Instead of this text, you can include your name also here by default. That is to be by default appear like this. See here. By default my name is appearing here. In this way we can use attribute, that is value attribute, with a text box control. Now you can use that value attribute within a radio button checkbox also that defines a value to be submitted. See here, whenever user will click on the any option, which value is to be selected. If suppose user selects a male option, then m value is to be submitted. Then specify here value is equal to m. Whenever user will select female option, then f value is to be submitted to a server. Then specify here f. Similarly, in case of this singing, dancing, reading, different checkboxes also, you must include here value. Value is equal to suppose s, or we can specify here 1. Value is equal to 2. Value is equal to 3. Any value you can specify here. Instead of this 1 2 3, you can have singing, dancing, reading value also. Okay, then alt tab, refresh the page. Now whenever I am going to select this option, suppose singing, type a password here. Now whenever I will click on this submit button, that is send button, the data will be submitted to the server. I have selected female option, so here f will be transferred. I have selected first option, that is singing, so 1 will be transferred. So see here, I have used get method, so my data is visible here. G is equal to f, enter is equal to f. In this way your data will be visible when you will use a get method. This is an address bar, and in this your data will be visible. Okay, to clear this form data, we can use a clear button that clears a form data. Okay, this is a default value, so by default it will be displayed. Let us remove it from here and you will understand. Refresh the page and now enter here any kind of data. Add here one more hobby. Now the data has been submitted. Let us enter a data and click on the clear button. This data will be clear. Okay, so in this way we can use a value attribute within a text box control, checkbox control, radio button control, and also we can use it within a submit and reset button to have a label for that button. That is to have this label as a send, clear. We can use a value attribute as like this. See here, value is equal to clear, value is equal to send. So today we have learned how to create a form. We can specify a name for this form within this body tag with the help of, let us use h1 tag. So h1, end of h1, suppose type a name as example of creating form. Save this, alt tab, refresh the page. So example of creating form. In this way we can create a forms with the help of input tag with its different attributes. So note down this program and try to execute it. Also note down these different, this is the description about form tag with its all attributes, then input tag with all its attributes, and then note down this program, try to execute it. You can include the different form data also. Instead of the student name, gender, hobbies, you can use a different form also. You can create a login form, feedback form, registration form. In this way, try to execute the different controls that are created with the help of input tag with its all attributes.